Hey, and welcome to the Daily for May 4th with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Seguini, and Simon, a lot to get to today, so we'll start with the 5 red cards from this weekend. You spoke with Paul Tamburino.
Yeah, Jason, clearly the theme from last weekend were the 5 red cards, and Paul Tamburino, credit to him. I don't know a soccer league in the world where the head of officiating comes out a few days later and talks about the plays. Very frankly, he says the Davy Arnaud red card, the Kelly Dubé red card may have been a little excessive, but most interestingly, he goes into the rationale and criteria for what constitutes a red card, what should constitute a red card. So that's available on the site this morning.
Also on the site today, you can check out an exclusive interview we did with Herculez Gomez at the first of his Chivas training sessions. Interesting content coming from Herculez Gomez, mentioning that the door is open for him to return to MLS if he wants to.
But Jason, he's broken through in Mexico with 9 goals, 10 goals. He has a name in Mexico. I say stay in Mexico, ride that wave, try to bump up with even a team with higher aspirations, and stay in Mexico. Ride that out until you've ridden it out, then come back to MLS.
Interesting. Well, speaking of other young players trying to get to MLS, Sueno finals are in LA this week. Worth noting, and we should see some interesting young players coming out of that group.
And Jason, I mean, the success rate of this tournament in a few short years, we have Jorge Flores, who's a pro, Gabriel Funes Mori, who's a pro at River Plate. So, I mean, the success rate for this, we will see a future pro come out this weekend.
Okay. Simon, you're waving around these white papers for a reason, right? We have tons of email. We've gotten plenty of email over the past couple of weeks. We wanted to use today to get back to some of these emails, and I'll start with you because you have somebody who disagrees with Greg and I from yesterday.
Yeah, we'll start with Courtney in Columbus. She says she doesn't understand why you guys were talking about the New York Red Bulls. She wanted to talk about the 1-1 tie in Seattle. Courtney, I have their backs. New York in first place. It's a novelty. It's a story that we will be following throughout the rest of the year. Seattle, Columbus have been among the elites now for a couple of years. Seattle last year.
Right. Let's move on. Alan Popoli, Philadelphia fan, sees Philadelphia turning around, Simon. He disagrees with you and your take that Philadelphia is not going to make anything out of this season.
Well, we haven't seen a sign of that yet, so that's wishful thinking on his part. The quality is what you have in the squad, and the Philadelphia quality is coming through in these first few games.
I'll mention another one from Ernie Nunez. Edson Buttle would make a much-needed foot on the U.S. national squad because everyone really needs to get over it. Davies will not be 100% for the World Cup. I love Davies, but Edson is the youth and excitement the team needs to get past the round of 16.
Jason, Bob Bradley spoke. He rarely speaks. He did last week. Read between the lines, and it's easy to do so. He said Buttle will be on that World Cup team. He will have as good a shot as any to make that World Cup team. And Davies, and I know you're a Davies fan, he's out. It came across clear as crystal in Bradley's comments.
Oh, it couldn't have been clear because he didn't say Davies is out. But I'll take your word, Simon. The most email that we've gotten in the I guess entire time that we've been doing the Daily or the Debate Team was about this one debate on Jurgen Klinsmann and the style or lack of style the U.S. national team has. Plenty of emails actually agreeing with Klinsmann, which surprised me. John, Brian, Frank, the debate. I like Frank says that we need to create schools for U.S. soccer coaches to learn a single style and teach it all the way through the system. Interesting take.
Not happening. Curtis in Toronto, he says that we do have a style. It's organized, equals organized. And then Oliver in Salt Lake City, he calls Jurgen an idiot.
So he agrees with you, Simon. With plenty of people split in the middle. We got Dan splitting down the middle, Mark splitting down the middle. We can only print out so many papers. We got to save some trees here, Simon. That's all the time we have for today. Remember to email us at thedaily@mlssoccer.com. We're here every day, Monday to Friday.